नमस्सर्वेभ्यः सर्वेषां स्वागतं व्याहरामि प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः शुभदिनं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ तत्सत् अस्तु इदानीम् अद्य द्वितीयपाठस्य प्रथमभागस्य एव अनुभागं पश्यामः। अत्र लेखननियमः इति यदस्ति तस्मिन् विषये. So this is about the anuswara, whether we should write the anuswara symbol, which is a dot on top of the font letter, or whether we should use the halanta makara. We have already seen quite a few examples and we are kind of aware of it, but we will formally go through the rules to remind and record this clearly in our heads. And please remember that this is a written script rule. That's why it's called Lekhana Niyamaha. It's very subtle to be audibly made out. It is very clearly to be followed in the Likhita Samskara. Okay, so that's what is the thing about. When the Anuswara is followed by a vowel, by a swara, यदि अनुस्वारः स्वरेण स्वरेण साकं भवति अर्थात् अग्रे स्वराक्षरः भवति स्वराक्षरम् इति स्यात् स्वराक्षरं भवति तर्हि अनुस्वारः मकारेण हलन्तमकारेण मकारेण इत्युक्ते हलन्त इत्येव तत्र केवलमकारः म इति न म इत्येव म अपि च अकारः द्वयोः सम्मेलनं गुणिताक्षरम् एव म इति भवति. तो यदि वयं मकारः इति वदामः तत्र केवलं हलन्तमकारः इत्येव ज्ञातव्यम् अस्माभिः सामान्यतया. व्याकरण रीत्या तथा एव पद्धति. So when the anuswara is followed by a vowel, it should be replaced by a halanta makara. Actually, so this is what we also saw. The reverse is the fact actually. The default is halanta makara. So actually the halanta makara changes into an anuswara bindu only when a consonant follows it. And this is also, like we said, is a vivaksha. If you wish to do that anuswara conversion, then only you should take this step. Otherwise, you are okay to leave the halanta makara in place as the default. Okay. So some examples. Griham agacchati. A is a swara, so halanta makara clearly. Here it will be incorrect to do the anuswara. Okay. So this is the only legal option available to us. Griham agacchati. Then phalam ichchati, again ikara, so phalam ichchati. Okay, so here halanta makara is written. Now the same two nouns griham and phalam, but with another variant, gacchati dhatu instead of agacchati. So suddenly we switched over to a consonant start of the next word. Okay, remember it is just the next word. It's nothing to do with the dhatu patu. It happens that we have a namapada and a kriyapada, so we are talking about referencing a dhatu. But finally, it is the first word and the second word, whatever be that word. It can be another noun, some avyaya, anything. Okay, so griham gacchati. So because of gakara, which is a vyanjana, not a swara, we switch to anuswara bindu. Okay. So that's what phalam patati we switch. Okay, here the halanta makara is followed by a consonant, therefore anuswara is written. Sorry about that. So I have another example here. So amshaha, ahimsa, samyamaha. Okay, now I brought these things into attention, these words into attention to talk about. See here, this Rekhana Niyama is about the last letter of a word which is a Halanta Makara, whether it remains so or changes to Anuswara Bindu. But Anuswara Bindus can appear in the middle of the words also. Okay, there the rule of when the Anuswara Bindu is used and when a different Nasika letter is used is based on other rules. Okay, there is different reasons why we change the from Anuswara Bindu to a Makara or a Ngakara or a Nyakara or a Nakara, etc. Okay, so there is something called Anunasika Sandhi, etc. and those rules. So this is not about Anunasika Sandhi. This is just about Anuswara. So don't confuse between Anunasika and Anuswara. Okay. But I will tell you in very brief, the when the Vargiya Vyanjanas are there after the Anuswara Bindu, when the Vargiya Vyanjanas are there, then typically we have the requirement to switch to a nasal fifth column letter of the Vargiya Vyanjana. But when a Avargiya Vyanjana is there, we retain the Bindu. So Shaha, Shakara is a Avargiya Vyanjana, so it remains Similarly, Himsa, Sakara is a Avargiya Vyanjana, it remains as a Halantam with a Bindu, sorry. Then Samyamaha, here also it happens to be a Yakara, which is a Avargiya Vyanjana, but there is something special also about the Sam Upasarga. When there is a Sam Upasarga being used, Sam in this is a short Upasarga representing Samyak, this kind of thing. So it is powerful enough to retain its Bindu, even if it was a different letter here. So it's okay to not do the conversion to fifth column, even if this was a Vargiya Vyanjana. So there is some allowance for some. Anyway, these are all little complex, but I just wanted to bring your attention that we are talking only about the last letter of the word transformation. We are not talking about all these intermediate rules, etc. So it's fairly involved and it's quite elaborately defined. Okay, nothing is left to chance in Sanskritam. And if there are choices, the choices are clearly mentioned in Vyakarana. Okay, choices means you can do both ways or two ways or three ways, etc. Okay, so we are talking about the second kind of words, punyam, pushpam, om, wherever makara is there in the end, how to deal with them. All right. Any questions at this point? Oh,
Namaskar, Mahoday.
Is you have a question, Bagini?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
I have a question.
The gentleman first. Yeah.
Yeah, because the next line, Punyam, Pushpam, and Om, I can understand Om very well. But after Punyam, Pushpam, if it is coming, Pu.
Very good. Very good. I was just wondering whether some questions will come. I left it open a little bit to see whether you're reading carefully. So if you notice, Mahodaya's question is very relevant. So if I treat this list as a sentence, then only the rules start coming into picture, Mahodaya. Okay. See, if you see what I wrote in the 6 words there isn't any congruent sentence formation attempt. Okay. It is simply I should technically have not kept space. I should have put a comma. Okay. But I just thought these kind of thought-provoking things, let it happen. So maybe I don't know whether unconsciously I didn't put the comma. So amshaha, ahimsa, samyamaha is not a sentence. It is just a list of 3 words. Okay. Similarly, punyam, pushpam, om. You can potentially, if a Kalidasa is helping us, he can make a nice completion of the verse, including the correct meter, to make it fit into a verse. Okay, so
I understand. You mean to say that they are independent? Yeah, they are not linked to each other.
At least as seen, they are independent words. Okay.
Yeah.
One more question. Now just let me complete that. Okay.
Sure.
Now suppose we say, okay, Kalidasa was going to come and complete this into a beautiful verse for us and all that. Is it legal what is written? is the question that next we can ask ourselves, because there is no comma. Potentially there is an unsaid portion of the sentence. Okay, or punyam pushpam om bhavati, we can assume also. Samskrita allows a certain uh, privilege for us to make a sentence as silly as that. Okay, nothing wrong also. It is somewhat meaningful. Punyam pushpam om bhavati, like that. Okay, om asti, it's okay. So now if that were the case, if indeed it was actually a sentence, is that illegal in the written form, is the question Mahodaya is asking. Actually, he homed in on that. So he said he said pushpam om is correct because okara is there, swara halantamakara. He said fine. But remember, punyam pushpam is also okay because the default form is punyam with the halanta makara, and it is our vivaksha whether we want to do the anuswara bindu replacement. Okay, so this also would be fine. Okay,
Yes, it is
that's just the point I
acceptable.
want to make.
No, no, you
Acceptable,
mean to say that is acceptable? Yeah.
acceptable. It is not inaccurate. You chose
Yes.
not to do the anuswara conversion. Correct. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It is okay that even if you don't put the anuswara bindu, ma, that halantama is acceptable, very much acceptable. That's what you
Correct.
meant to say.
Correct.
Yes,
Only I want to point out what I am saying is a little advanced vivaksha sense which is not being talked about in the current book. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us see if further bullets actually say something about that. If they don't say, for the sake of the exam, stick to the accurate conversions. Okay.
Okay. One more thing, please.
Hmm.
This when you say amshaha in the top, is
Huh.
it okay to have ma there? Instead
No,
of that,
no. The rule itself doesn't produce produce a makara, because makara is a vargiya vyanjana of tavarga. Sorry, pavarga, papa, baba, ma. Like, so
agree.
since shakara is not a pavarga letter, you are not allowed to convert it to a makara. You have to go
Oh,
anshaha, like that.
you mean to say anunasika varga? That is what.
Yeah, अनुनासिक
Yeah.
अनुस्वार शब्दः एव उच्येत,
Yes.
न तु
Yes.
मकारस्य. हा,
Thank
परन्तु
you, sir.
लोके किं भवति, श्रूयते अंशः इति केचन वदन्ति, तत्र अस्माभिः अन्यथा न श्रोतव्यं स्यात्. अंशः इति केचन वदेयुः, केचन अंशः इति वदेयुः. केचनानां मुखे नकारः श्रूयेत, केचनानां मुखे मकारः श्रूयेत, केचनानां मुखे सक्षम अनुस्वारस्य उच्चारणं श्रूयेत. स्यात् नाम, चिन्ता नास्ति.
Yes, yes. What you said is absolutely correct, because there is a lot of debate in this regard. I don't want to go
This is what I
deep
call,
into this.
we
Okay,
should
then one
we
more
should be
question.
debating fruitfully. So I want to avoid those debates.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's meaningless. It is meaningless. You have your own way of thinking. I have my own way of thinking. Let
Correct,
us not
correct,
go deep into that.
correct. It is not
One
a
more
huge apabhramsha. If you start pronouncing things like kakara, then we have problem. Yeah.
because this, when you say sanyamya, some people say sanyamya, they say. Some people say samyama. Some people say sanyama. This is
चलेगा
no problem.
चलेगा, ले
And I'm
लेते
not
ले लेते. हाँ.
no. Here, Lekhana Niyamaha. Okay. The top heading of this particular chapter, Lekhana Niyamaha. See, you are written it continuously. For a beginner, to start with, if I read Lekha Naniyamaha, see, I don't know Lekhana word as such. So if you write like that, what if I split properly so that Watson can read properly?
No, unfortunately, you should not. What happens is our mother tongues take these original Samskrita words and do the transformation. So we call, see, tatsama tadbhava, we call it, right? So tatsama tadbhava words in Kannada or Telugu or Marathi, etc. It's aplenty in all Indian languages, including Tamil. Okay, so these words, we should not take them back to Sanskrit just like that, because we should be aware that when we imported them into Sanskritam or Telugu or Tamil or whatever language, we would have mauled them, MAULDED. So we would have little bit transformed them. Okay, let me use a little more acceptable, transformed them to adapt to our own pronunciation needs and let us say simplifications, etc. So we cannot now take that back to Sanskritam and like you are expecting, assume Lekha Niyamaha and Lekha Na Niyamaha. No. We should learn afresh that this whatever we call Lekha in our mother tongues maybe is actually Lekhana, and then so we should go Lekhana Niyamaha.
Well,
Pathana niyamaha.
no, just for understanding, because we have been reading a lot of books in Sanskrit, and we get a combination of words in one long sentence. It is not, we have to break into different pieces to understand the meaning
No.
of that.
You say you do hyphenation. That's why I advised in one of the classes. One of the practice we do is we kind of, if we are having tough time, we should sit down, write down that long word, and look for the pratipadikas and hyphenate and check with somebody who knows little better if you are confused. Okay, and that is the first level. Next level is if you do this, continue these studies up to Kovida level. At Kovida level, you'll start learning about samasas. Okay, these are called samastapadas. This lekhana niyamaha is a samastapada. So once you go to Kovida level, you will start appreciating, oh, what this beauty of shortening is available in Sanskritam to make powerful extended words. Okay, we call it yaugika shabdaha. So you can compound many words into a new word. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Thank you so much, because we are digressed from the main issue here. Anyway, we will do Padacheda. For that, we have to have good vocabulary, or Shabdakosa, we have to improve.
Yeah.
Shabdakosa.
Very good. Very
Thank you so
correct.
much.
Accurately stated. Yeah. Now there is a Bhagini who had a question.
It is answered already.
Oh, okay.
I
Excellent.
had the same question, like it is Samyam, or how it's Sanyam, how we say in Hindi, or Samyam, like.
Both are okay. So what you do, more or less you stick to your mother tongue's influence. Don't try to shake it off too much. Except what I request is something, if it is unacceptable at all, at diction times I will be advising. For example, doing lekhan niyamaha. So as if lekhan, something like that, doing the halant of the nakara. Such things are not good because they vastly change the meaning in Sanskritam. That's all. Okay, Anuswara pronunciation, enough variations are there within India. We should give some allowance. Visarga pronunciation, variations are there. Sakara, Shakara, Shakara, variations are there. We'll accept a few things. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So we finished the Lekhana Niyama related to Anuswara. Good. So now let us move to a new lesson. Again, part of the section 1 only. You see how big is section 1. So numbers. So Sankhya. So we start learning Sankhya. So I will, you guys know the Indo-Arabic numerals. I would prefer to call it Indo-Arabic, though it is only called Arabic by the Westerners. The font above is what is called Indo-Arabic. So, but this is the original Hindu Sankhya. If you accept the term Hindu. Okay. So, Ekam, Dve, Trini, Chatvari, Pancha, Shat, Sapta, Ashta, Nava. 1 minute. Somebody is speaking. Okay, I'll mute. Yeah. Ashta, Nava, Dasha, Shunyam, Shunyam. Okay. So I wrote it in the more easier order, Shunyam through Dasha here. So what we will do is we will just take one student as a example to help me out here. So Devika Bhagini, can you unmute yourself? You are my model student today. She refuses to be a model student. Devika Bhagini, do you know how to unmute yourself? No. Okay. So Harshita Bhagini, can you join me as a model student to help me out?
हाँ महोदय.
स्वागतम. तो एक निमिषम. So what I want you to do is I will say once, you repeat after me after I say, then we will continue like that. So there will be 11 sentences I will belt out, you belt out the 11 and just to follow me. Shunyam. You have to say Bhagini, Shunyam. Okay, what happened? Harshita Bhagini? Harshita,
Unable to hear Mahodaya.
Oh, are others hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
You are audible, sir.
Okay, I think she is suddenly having some problem, so let's let her solve her problem. Meanwhile, we will call Latha Bagini, just Lata, not Lata Sundar Rajan. Okay. So Lata Bagini, I will say something, then you follow me. Okay. So Shunyam 0, Shunyam 0.
Shunyam.
Unable to hear,
Zero.
Mahodaya.
So which Lata you
Before
said? I don't know.
what you said, I am unable to hear.
Okay.
Mahodaya.
Now, who is speaking right now? I don't know who is speaking.
You want Lata Srinivasan or Lata?
Madam, your name is just showing as Lata and Lata Sundar Rajan. Two Latas are there. I am calling
So I
on
am
you.
Lata.
You stay. It's okay. I will call Lata Sundarajan later. Okay, Lata Sundarajan can mute herself. Now I think it was other person was Harshita or Devika. I don't recall now. So Harshita, Devita, I'm sorry you are not able to hear. You need to probably log out and log in so that things get solved at your end. Everybody is able to hear me fine. You have to get out and get back in. I don't know that you're even able to hear that, so that's fine. So let us stay with Lata, who is I think Lata Srinivasan. Let's stay with her.
Srinivasan, yeah, correct. Yeah.
So Shunyam 0.
Shunyam 0.
Ekam 1.
Ekam 1.
Dve 2.
Dve 2.
Trini 3.
Trini 3.
Chatvari 4.
Chatvari 4.
Pancha 5.
Pancha 5.
Shat 6.
Shat 6.
Sapta 7.
Sapta 7.
Ashta 8.
Ashta 8.
Nava 9.
Nava 9.
Dasha 10.
Dasha 10.
Now, thanks Bagini. Thanks for helping out.
Ah.
So, of course, this we repeating the number name in English is not so useful. First time I just did it so that in case there is any confusion, because some of you are not familiar with the symbols, but more or less you know it is following from 0 through 10. That's not a problem. So now the important thing is, please see how these numbers are heard in Latin or Italian. I don't know Latin. I know a little bit of Italian, which I learned when I stayed there for a while. So there, for example, ekam is uno, dve is due, okay, trini is tre, chatvari is quattro. They suddenly switch over to some new pronunciation. Quattro. Okay. Then pancha is cinque. Correct. Cinque. Correct. Thanks, Mahodaya. Cinque is the Spanish pronunciation. Very correct. Pancha is cinque. Then shat is sei. Sapta is sette. Ashta is otto. Nava is nove. Dasha is 10. See how close is the Italian number pronunciation to Sanskritam. It's you can say it's hardly a variation. It's as close to some variations that occur within two neighborhood languages in India. Okay, so that actually shows that these numbers, though the language moved much earlier, the decimal numbers seem to have moved in later into the Latin world. That's how I gather it. Okay, or the Latin itself was a movement on top of the local tongues that were there, and Latin influence loaded on to the language to enrich the European languages, much in the same way that Sanskrit enriched the mother tongues of our local bhashas. Okay, so Prakrita.
This is similar with French also.
Correct. So French is a very much a Latin language. So Latin languages are French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. These are the few that, of course, some Romance languages are there. Then there are more other guttural languages, for example, English, Germanic. There are other language variants, traits within Europe. But the Latinesque languages are these few that I mentioned. Okay. Yeah, they all follow the Latin prototype. Okay, so that's something interesting. I just wanted to bring out, nothing new to learn there. So shunyam, ekam, dve, त्रीणि, चत्वारि, pancha, shat, sapta, ashta, nava, dasha. Few things to note. You see the halant on the shat. It is so. It is actually a word with halant. Similarly, ekam, shunyam are halant words. Okay, shunyam, ekam, they appear like that. Now, if one more point I want to make. There is something called linga beda in the first few numbers. Okay, first few numbers have linga beda. For example, ekam, ekah, eka. So napumsaka, ekah pullinga, eka strilinga, like that. Similarly, for dve, trini, and chatvari, these dve, trini, and chatvari are the napumsaka linga pronunciation of these four numbers. Okay. So we normally learn the numbers in the Napumsaka linga. So the first four which have variant sounds in different lingas are put in the Napumsaka form for our initial study. Later on, as part of these lessons only, you are going to learn how the linga beda occurs for a few and there is no variation afterwards. So afterwards they are all called Trilingaka. Okay. It will remain pancha. There is no pancha Napumsaka, pancha Pullinga, pancha Strilinga. Pancha Trilingaka. So everywhere it is pancha. So pancha purushaha, pancha mahilaha, pancha mitrani. Like that we go. But when we go chatvari, trini, dve, we have to notice the linga of what it's associating with and switch their form. Okay. So for example, dvau Rama Lakshmanau. Dvau. So two Rama Lakshmanas, you cannot say dve. Dvau we have to go. Similarly, there is a variation for Strilinga, etc. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to bring that here. We are going to learn that later. I just wanted to bring to your attention. Okay. All right. So what you guys need to do, I can't help too much in the class. You guys need to mug this up. Repeatedly go. Keep looking at it. Look at the symbol also so that you learn the symbol and the this thing. Try to avoid using Roman or what you call Indo-Arabic numerals there. Use the Devanagari Lipi numerals there. Okay. All the North Indian bhashas right up to Marathi, etc. Then they are very familiar with these numerals as written. So for them there is nothing new. Maybe little whorl here, there, maybe slightly different for each, but pretty much they are looking at their mother font. But for us Kannadigas or Telugu people, Tamil people, they are not familiar. Okay, so we have our own font replacements for this. We have to relearn them. Sadly, very few Kannadigas or very few Telugu people really know how their mother tongue numerals look, except when they look at the board number of their city bus, because only people holding on to the cultural flag are these few organizations for some reason. The students are hardly bothered, but okay. So at least let us learn the Devanagari Lipi because we are all students of Samskrita. Okay. We'll move on now. So once more, I'll just repeat before we move on. Shunyam, ekam, dve, trini, chatvari, pancha, shat, sapta, ashta, nava, dasha. Next, they have graduated to teaching us the decades and then the few large numbers, centuries and thousands and all those things. Okay, so let me just say once, then I'll invite some student to read again. So dasha 10, vimshatihi 20, trimshat 30, chatvarimshat 40, panchashat 50. Shashtihi 60, Saptatihi 70, Ashitihi 80, Navatihi 90, Shatam 100, Sahasram 1000, Laksham 100,000, Kotihi. Okay, so we know that one. This is basically 100 lakhs. So Kotihi. So up to this we go. Okay, so that, see, note the variation, guys. It's not, that's why we learn this as a separate lesson. Some of them have visarga with ihi ending. Some of them have halanta takaras. Okay, some of them seem to be akaranta. So we need to make it a practice to know their correct form. So we should not forget that some of them come with a visarga, some of them don't, some of them end with a halanta. So that's the little bit of effort we need to put. That's why we need to do maukika abhyasa. So dasha, vimshatihi, trimshat, chatvarimshat, panchashat, shashtihi, saptatihi, ashitihi, navatihi. One easy trick, if you remember, after Vimshatihi, again from 60 through 90, we have this Ihi business. 20 also Ihi business. A little bit clue to help us. Otherwise, we have this tat business for 30, 40, 50. And then Shatam is as like Shunyam, Ekam, like that Shatam. Similarly, Dasha we know is already just Akaranta. So few traits you keep noticing visually if you need for the exam purpose, but for learning, better do Maukika Abhyasa. Okay. So let me invite Milind Varya. Milind Varya. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
unmute yours? If you can read these numbers every time, read the Sanskrit slowly, then say its value in English and continue like that once.
Okay, sir. Dasha 10, Vinshatihi 20, Trinshat 30, Chatvarishat 40, Panchashat 50, Shashtihi 60, Saptatihi 70, Ashitihi 80, Navatihi 90, Shatam 100, Sahasram 1000, Laksham 1 lakh, Kotihi 1 crore.
Very good. Better to stick to 1 lakh and 1 crore rather than go some 100,000, all which we are not familiar with. We understand our lakhs and crores very well, whether we have it or not. Okay. Now, another thing I want to point out is Shashtihi is with the Alpaprana Takara. Same with Shat, if you remember Shat. Okay. Alpaprana Takara. So don't go Mahaprana Shat like that. Shat, that's all. Okay.
Shat.
And similarly, Mahodaya you correctly pronounced it. I am just pointing out for others' sake. Shashtihi. Okay. No need to stress the Takara. So Shashtihi, soft. Okay. So Mahodaya read it very well. In fact, his Anuswara Bindu pronunciation was also very, very accurate, I would say. Okay. So well done. So basically on the left side, the book format and the strange English letters, which I would avoid. Better to learn the Sanskrit letters and just go with that rather than struggle with these accented letters. But for those who for a while it may be helpful. That's all. Okay. So this is what.
Sir, sahas for 1000, is it sahastram or sahasram?
Sahasram, no takara. Sahasram. Okay. Sakara with a repa. Sahasram. Okay. No takara. Good question. Not sahastram. Okay. Sahasram. Okay. So now some exercises. Thanks, Milindvarya. So some exercises, of course, these are all exercises you do in your notebook. Not much you can help, but I will unmute somebody. At least they can pronounce the compound form for us as a model student. Mrinalini Sharma. I have been trying to have her unmute. Mrinalini Sharma, Bagini. Don't be shy, Bagini. Just participate. Will help you. Mrinalini Sharma, Bagini.
Yes, I am able to hear you.
Oh, hello? Okay. Somehow I don't see you unmuted, but I am able to hear you fine. I don't know the magic of the software.
I have unmuted.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So basically, this is a handwritten exercise, but at least we can pronounce the thing together. So I will do the first one, then following that prototype, you do the 10. Okay. Dh, y, a, dhya.
Okay. Ha, la.
You have to go.
Ha.
No. Very good. See, neither who nor ha. H in between. Okay.
Okay. H, la.
L.
Okay. H, l, a. Hlya.
No. Hla.
Hla. Okay.
Hla. Don't make the akara after the hakara. Hla.
hala. That is
Huh.
half.
No, not a full ha, just a
Ha.
la, khla.
Hla. Hla.
Hla. Ahladaha. Say that.
Ahladaha.
Well done. Now it came correctly. Ahladaha. Okay.
Ahlada. Okay.
Well done. Next one.
T.
Hmm.
Ya. A.
Hmm.
Tya.
Tya. Well done. Tya. Okay. Well done. Next one.
Na. Ta. Ra. Ya. A.
Hmm.
Nat. Yeah. It's a bit confusing. Nat. The trepa comes. So na half.
Hmm. Try to say how it will sound. Let's correct you later.
Na ha. Na is half.
No, don't analyze, Bhagini. Don't explain. Just pronounce it together. Yeah.
Natra.
Okay. What natra? Okay. What was the problem in your pronunciation is first you made na as a separate letter. It is not the case. Na is not a separate letter. It is a part of a compound. So there is never a na heard. You will hear only, not a na. Okay. So n, t, r, y, a. Triya. Triya. Antriya. So you start with an akara. If you want to add a swara in the beginning to help, I don't mind that. Okay. Antriya. Like that. Okay.
So
the akara we know is extra in the beginning, but to help launch the nakara we are using it. No problem. Okay.
Okay.
Next
then,
one.
L, M, A.
Okay, again, I don't want to, of course, overcorrect you. Again, I see the tendency for you to pronounce them as if they are la ma. Okay, to my ear, you're as if you're saying la ma a. It is not la ma a. It is l m a.
Okay. L, M, A.
Much better.
Okay. This is lemme.
Lme.
May ma will be having that upside this thing.
Correct. Ekara. That okay.
May. La is half. Le is half. And may upar ka.
Correct. Lme. Okay. So okay, I'll also show the thing also. Okay, so I forgot to open up. So khla, you see the lakara becomes a baby inside the stomach of hakara. Hakara is like having a womb to carry the baby. So ahladayati. Then tya. So natyam. So I have an example. You see ahladayati natyam. And then this n, t, r, ya. See nakara on the top with the hook. Then the half takara. Then the repa. Okay, so the baby is there, and then the yakara is the mother for all of them. Triya, like that. Amantriya. Okay, so amantriya. So what these are all legal Sanskrit words, by the way. Ahladayati means somebody pleases. Okay, somebody pleases. Then natyam, we know that it means some dance or drama. Then amantriya is having invited. Or having discussed. These two meanings are there. So mantri gupta paribhashane is the dhatu pata. Okay, so the dhatu mantri is for gupta paribhashane. What is gupta paribhashane? Closed door discussion. Okay. How beautiful that dhatu is. Yeah. So then gulme. Okay, gulmaha is a type of group of tree. Okay, we vrikshanam ganaha gulmaha iti nama. So gulme iti saptamyam, in the collection of trees. That way it can be used. Okay, so none of the combinations given by Sanskrit Bharati are random. They are in vogue. Okay. Next one.
Sh, t, v, a. Is my pronunciation all right or?
Still there is a more an akara orientation. That's okay. We will move on. I don't want to press the point. Okay.
Shatva.
No, no. Shtwa. Shtwa. Can you say?
Shtwa.
Shtwa. Very good.
Shtwa.
For example, drishtva. See, I have that only. Okay. Shtwa. Drishtva. Having seen. Drishtva means
Okay.
having seen. Tvanta we call it. Drishtva means having seen something. So,
Okay.
Pustakam drishtva aham vadami. I will see the book. Having seen the book, I will tell like that. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Bhagini. I think 5 exercise you did well. Let me choose someone else so that we have some
Just
variation.
once, I have a small question. On what basis, like for example, the third one, no, na, ta, ra, all of them are taken as half.
It's not question of half. They are all vargiya. They are all vyanjanas which are without swaras. Okay. I don't know don't come with this half business. Okay. Nothing is half there. Nakara is full nakara there. It's a vyanjana. It is not having a swara. That's all. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
They are all part of the one single samyuktakshara ntriya. Okay. So this is the beauty of our font and our syllable constructions. Okay. So this ntriya in the meter is just one matrika, but because it is a compound, because nakara, takara, repa is stacked onto the yakara, the letter before it takes 2 matras. Okay. So we when you go to the Chandas rules, you will find that the matra of this letter is just the swara matra. Swara is hrisva akara, so it is a one matrika because of the hrisva akara. But because it is a compound, it stretches the time of the previous swara. So we call the previous one a double matrika, or in one word we call it guru akshara. Okay, this becomes a lagu akshara. And for example, let us take a mantriya. A is a guru akshara because dirgha. Okay, guru akshara. Ma is normally a lagu akshara, but because ntriya compound is ahead, this becomes a guru akshara. So we have guru, guru, lagu. So guru, guru, lagu in the Chandas Shastra. Okay.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
when we later on compose verses and we are able to exactly pronounce it in meter, you will quickly realize you can have a fairly complex compound. All that it does is add to the matra of the previous akshara. That's all. If previous akshara was already a guru, it doesn't add anything extra. So suppose this was a dirgha like may or something. Okay. Amentriya. Not that such a word exists. I'm just saying. Okay. Amentriya. Then may is already guru and you cannot do much more to it. Okay. It absorbs the guru timing, absorbs this compound also. Okay. There is only 2 variations, lagu guru, finish. Okay. There is no double guru, double lagu and all that. Okay. Now call someone else. I'm trying to call someone who has not participated so far. Pai Varya.
I've been okay, no problem.
Oh, no. I mean, if you have been called earlier in other classes, that's okay.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, you want me to read this? Okay.
Yes. You get the baton. Yeah.
Okay. Ch, v, a. Chwa.
Very good. Chwa. So chwa, uchwasaha is one word that contains this syllable. Chwa. Alpaprana chakara, mahaprana chakara, vakara, and then akara as the completing swara. So chwa, uchwasaha. Uchwasaha means breathing out. Okay. Actually more like breathing up a little bit, but that's okay. We can take it as breathing out also, or maybe heavy breathing also you can use. Okay. So uchwasaha. One more, a few more, sir. Continue.
Yeah. No, I can. R, g, y, a. Argya.
Rgya. You used a I in the beginning for pronunciation. That is okay.
Yes.
Rgya.
Easy to understand this.
So Swargyam is one word that contains this combination. And
Yeah.
because the Repa is the attack letter, it goes as a hook on top. Remember in the font. When Repa is the attack letter, is the starting letter of the compound, that goes as a hook on top, not as any symbol below or anything. Okay, it goes as a hook on top. So hook on top read first. R, G, Y, A. Rgya. So Swargyam. Swargyam. I forgot what exactly is the meaning. It's related to heaven. So something that is worthy of heaven, maybe that is the meaning. Let us move on. I am not so accurately able to give the meaning. I may be right. I may be slightly off. Okay. Next one.
R, M, U, E. Rmye. Rmye. Rmye.
Rmye. Correct. Oh, use a akara in the beginning. Use a akara. Armye.
Okay.
Like
Armye. Okay.
Armye. Okay. Well done. So Rmye. So Repa, hook first, then Makara, then Yakara, then the Ekara. Okay. So Rmye. So one simple word that contains such a thing is Harmye. Harmyam. Harmyam means Bhavanam. Okay. Harmyam. For example, the English word hermitage. Hermit. For example, the word hermit. Hermitage. They all come from this dhatu of Sanskritam. This pada. Harmyam. Okay, harmyam means like a kutiram or a something like that. Bhavanam is one, so house. Okay, so harmyam. So harmye is saptami ekavachana of that. In the house, harmye, like that. Okay.
Building is there. It's a word,
building.
common word, harmam. Yeah.
Oh, you are familiar with that already in your mother tongue?
Yeah, harmya is there. It is in many languages they use the harmya. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. In Kannada it is not there, so I was surprised.
Yeah, Manohara Harmyam. It is in Malayalam also they use Manohara Harmyam. Manohara means Manohara only. Beautiful. Harmyam is building. Yeah. That is
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, actually we know, in fact, they say one of the Indian languages that has the maximum use of Sanskrit as a percentage of words is Malayalam. 70% is attributed by experts to how much words they use from Sanskritam or Samskrita based. Whereas, for example, Kannada and all score below Malayalam, and Tamil scores below either of these. Okay, Kannada Telugu is somewhat similar. Of course, depending on whether you're going to Shastriya Telugu, then it's a little more. Shastriya Kannada, it's a little more. Maybe it'll even compete with normal Malayalam. But a normal street Malayalam is more Sanskrit. Well done, Mahodaya.
Maybe that is the reason. Maybe that is the reason we have most volunteers from the Kerala belt in Samskrita Bharati.
That's good. Good reason. Continue, sir.
Yeah. K, R, Y, A. Kriya.
Kriya. Not kriya. Kriya. So one word is it's a technical Paninian word what I have used here. Kriyadi ganaha. Okay. Kriyadi ganaha. Kri dhatuhu yasya ganasya adihi tad ganaha. Sa ganaha actually. Okay. Kriyadi ganaha. So the gana or the group of dhatus which begin with the kru dhatu is the kriyadi ganaha. This is a Paninian title to a whole gang of dhatus. Okay. In dhatu pata. Like I told you, there are 2000 dhatus, so it's one gana, important gana. The kru dhatu is very important, as we know. Karoti, kurutaha, kurvanti, the do, to do dhatu. So very important dhatu. Last one, sir.
Yeah. S, M, Y, A. Kasmya.
Kasmya. You used a ka in the beginning for pronunciation.
Yes,
smya. This one is not too difficult without anything. Smya.
Okay, fine.
Vismayam, for example, or Asmi aham. Okay, I was myself. So asmi aham, if you do a end sandhi, it becomes asmyaham. So smya comes. But vismayam is a better example, which is more familiar to all of us. Vismayam means surprise. Okay, vismayam. So that can also be an example for smya. Okay, so
asmiyam is nothing but asmi aham, no?
I am there. That's
asmi, I am. If you do
Sir,
the
Vismayam is
Sandhi,
not.
Thank you.
Vismayam.
Sir,
Yeah,
Vismayam
you're right. Vismayam will become full makara. You're right. It's not a complete example. For example, if I just write it, what Mahodaya is telling is right. Vismayam doesn't qualify. See, ma separates from the yakara in Vismayam. Okay, I have it very small. So Vismayam doesn't look right. So it doesn't fit the smya. Asmyaham is a good example only. I must have struggled to find one. So yeah, so I can't.
Thanks.
Been a while since I prepared this slide. Thanks, Mahodaya. Okay, so we finished that. See, you know what is my thing is, you guys can do all this. I can say do this and move on, but I am trying to get some things sorted out in your mind as to what's happening here. Okay, with respect to the font, how the compounding happens, how to try and pronounce it together, what kind of matra time element is involved in that, etc. Okay. Just because there is a complex compound, it doesn't give you too much time to pronounce it. So you can't go on like ya like that. No, that will become 4 letters in Samskrita. Ndriya, finish. Same time as a. Okay. Maybe if it does compound the previous one, little more time than a
Sir, excuse
akara. Yeah.
One question, sir. Sir, in Lagu Parikshaka, there is a question, sir. Krutagnaha asmin pade kati aksharani santi. Sir, my doubt is last k r k a j n a plus ha ha visarga. Aha is total visarga. There is a 8. 8 is the correct answer. I think aha, how to sir, my question. Hello, sir.
You're seeing the screen?
Sir.
So this is the number of letters.
Okay.
So how many you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. K, R, T, A. Okay, I forgot A. Okay, 8 is the answer. Okay. K, R, T, A, J, N, A, Aha.
Last one, I mistake, sir. Aha
it's
is
okay.
one word.
It's okay. See, don't worry whether you got the answer right wrong. You can argue till the cows come home whether aha is 1 letter or and aha is 2 letters. Okay,
yes,
we
yes,
don't
sir.
have to worry. We know we are seeing what we are seeing, and we can count in 2 ways. We'll leave it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there is no aha. Aha is just a demonstration in how you read it. Because you have to write it with some swara. They show aha. You can put ihi, uhu, anything. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why it is separate. Visarga is separate from akara. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, let us do some crowdsourced answers. We don't have too much time, so we need to keep moving. So let's do some crowdsourced answer for this. Okay, write the purusha and the number of the following verbs. Okay, so gacchati. So Ramah gacchati. So immediately we know Pratama Purusha, 3rd person, and then we know it is Ekavachana. Gacchati ati. So Ekavachanam. So Pratamaha Ekavachanam. We have to say. So now you can crowd answer this. Pathami.
Uttama Ekavachanam.
Uttamaha Ekavachanam. Very good. Uttamaha Ekavachanam. In my notation, it is I call it 3.1. Okay, 3 standing for Uttama Purusha and 1 standing for Ekavachana. So for earlier one, for example, was 1.1. 1.1. Here it is 3.1. Okay, but you answer this way. Uttamaha Ekavachanam. Dhyayasi.
Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam. 2.1. 2.1. Pibamaha.
Uttama Purusha Bahuvachana.
Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Correct, Bhagini. Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Or Uttamaha Bahuvachanam. Khadatha.
Madhyama Purusha Dvivachana.
Bahuvachana.
Madhyama Purusha Dvivachana.
Bahuvachana.
Bahuvachana. Bahuvachana. Dvivachana has a visarga, no?
Yes.
Kadatha kadatha. So Bahuvachana. Okay. So Madhyamaha Bahuvachanam. 2.3. Gayanti.
Prathama Purusha Bahuvachanam.
Pratama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Very good. 1.3. Pratamaha Bahuvachanam. Patatha.
Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachanam.
Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Very good. Nayamaha.
Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam.
Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Easy one. 3.3. Smarami.
Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam. Okay. Those of you who are answering are all going correct. Very good. Atati.
Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Very good. Pratama Ekavachana. 1.1. Very good. Tishtanti.
Pratama Purusha Bahuvachanam.
Pratama Purusha Bahuvachana. Okay, well done. So, aham patami, tvam dhyayasi, vayam pibamaha, yuyam khadatha, ramaha gayanti, or sitaha gayanti. Okay, yuyam patatha. Okay, vayam nayamaha, aham smarami, saha atati, te tishtanti. See, what should happen now is, you see now, after you train your brain a little bit, you can extend this to some sentence quickly. Today we just did with one subject, and tomorrow you can add a karma pada. This kind of exercises will get us thing. Rather than remembering Uttama Purusha, Ekavachana, etc., that should become hidden in the brain. Inside only it will occur and go away, but you should be able to immediately associate with what is the person. Okay, aham namami, aham patami. That way is even better for you, because eventually you are moving towards vakya samskara. You are going in the language. While we are learning words, our goal is vakya samskara, and after vakya samskara, it is full paragraphs and knowledge of the adhyaya, etc. Sandarbhika samskara. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, next exercise. Again, fill in the blanks, crowdsourced. One example they have given, fill in the blanks with suitable pronouns. Okay, udaharanam, tvam nrityasi. This is the exercise I just did for the previous ones, right? You guys are now being asked to do that. See how logical the progress of Samskrita Bharati is. Very, very scientifically designed exercises. Okay, so dash kridasi.
Tvam kridasi.
Tvam kridasi. Dash patami.
Aham patami.
Aham patami. Well done. Dash dhavamaha.
Vayam
dhawamaha. Somebody said avam, quickly corrected. Avam would be davavaha. Okay, so vayam dhawamaha. One help is Samskrita Bharati is not yet troubling you with vivachana. So all these exercises only seem to have eka and bahu, but expect the vivachana. In the exam they may throw it in. Okay, so vayam dhawamaha. Dash pibatha.
Yuyam pibatha.
Yuyam pibatha. Well done. Dash nayatha.
Yuyam nayatha.
For some reason they gave immediately again same form. Dash atasi.
Tvam atasi.
You will roam. Correct. Dash namamaha.
Vayam namah.
Vayam namamaha. Let us all pray. Okay, well, let us all salute. Yeah. Dash
Sir, one question here.
Question. What is the question?
Sir, sixth one, tvam, that ma with halant we should write, no? Because is there.
Yeah.
Correct. You are right. See, Mahodayas don't let me have any mistake. The important. Now I am going to look ahead. Okay, I think everything else is fine. Oh my God, somebody is having a house repair, I think. Yeah, so Vayam Namamaha, we finished that. Dash Vadami.
Aham vadami.
Aham vadami.
vadami.
Dash pashyami.
Aham
Aham
pashyami.
pashyami. Dash pritchasi.
Aham pashyami.
Tvam pritchasi.
Tvam pritchasi.
Pritchasi.
Pritchasi. Well done.
Mahoday,
Yes,
I
Mahodaya.
have a query here. In the 10th one, will it always have to be preceded by Tvam, or can it be like Balika also?
No, for the 10th one, there is no option. For the 10th one, what substitution you will do?
It
How can
only
you say
preceded by
Balika
Tvam.
Prichasi? How can you say Balika Prichasi? Balika is Pratama Purusha reference.
Balika
Prichasi is Madhyama Purusha. You cannot combine them. Yeah.
Okay.
See the prototype above. See that yellow green table I have put there. This
Right.
Saha, Sa, Ramaha, Sita, etc. can come only for Pratama Purusha. For Patati,
Okay.
Patata, Patata.
Okay.
For Patasi, Patataha, Patata, you have to use Tvam, Yuvam, Yuyam. And for Patami, Patavaha, Patamaha, you have to use Aham, Avam, Vayam. There is nothing else available as the Karta. Okay.
Okay.
It will be incorrect to say Ramaha Patasi. You have to say Ramaha Patati only. Okay.
Okay.
11th one. Dash Nindatha.
Yuyam nindatha.
Yuyam Nindatha.
Yuyam Nindatha. I have a mistake there. Okay. Dash Patasi.
Tvam patasi.
Tvam Patasi. Dash Jigrami.
Aham jigrami.
Aham Jigrami. So I smell. Okay, by the way, I smell as an English sentence can mean many silly things. I smell means I am smelling something. Okay. Okay. Dash Jigratha. Dash Jigratha.
Yuyam jigratha.
Yuyam
Yuyam Jigratha. Well done. Dash Khadasi.
Tvam khadasi.
Khadasi. Dash Smaramaha.
Vayam
Vayam
smaramaha.
Smaramaha. You guys are all ready for at least up to 10-15 marks in the exam you can already obtain. Well done. So write the other numbers of the following. So Titaha Anti they have given. Patati Patataha Patanti they filled one example fully. So now we have to say the remaining. So you guys have to jump in. Dhavati.
Davati, Davataha, Davanti.
Davanti. Well done. Davati, Davataha, Davanti. Very easy. Now they gave the Bahuvachana. Nrityanti. How to fill the Eka and Dvi?
Nrityataha nrityanti.
Nrityati, Nrityataha, Nrityanti. Well done. This kind of, I have seen almost every exam, this kind of questions. It's a good exercise. Dash, Kadataha, dash. Kadati, Kadataha, Kadanti. One person eats, two persons eat, many persons eat. Pibati, dash, dash. Pibataha, Pibanti. One fellow drinks or one person. Let us keep it gender neutral because Pibati doesn't indicate any pulling or strilinga. So you can say one person and so on and so forth. Dash, Patataha, dash. Patanti. One fellow falls. This time it's good to use a male. One fellow falls, two fellows fall, many fellows fall. Ladies never fall, so we can't say this. Okay. So few more exercises. They are really now pressing the issue now. So earlier we learned for Pratama Purusha, Titaha Anti. So or I just say Anti, you can say Nti. Very difficult to pronounce Nti like that. So Si Taha Tha. Okay, Madhyama Purusha, right? Gachasi, Gachataha, Gachata. Or Patasi, Patataha, Patatha. Like that. Okay. Nrityasi.
Nrityataha nrityataha.
Nrityataha, Nrityata. Remember the Visarga comes for Dvivachana. Ha, Bhagini. So the Visarga comes for the Dvivachana. Visarga is absent for the Bahuvachana. Remember the order, okay? The general human tendency is to see Visarga and say Bahuvachana. Over time you gather that kind of thing. No. For a verb, this Madhyama Purusha, Dvivachana has the Visarga. Nrityataha. So dash, patataha, dash.
Patasi, patataha,
Patataha. Well done. Okay, similar to pat dhatu, but it's pat. Pat is to read, pat is to fall. So you will fall, or you are falling. You two are falling. You are all falling. Okay. Dash dash dhavatha.
Dhavasi,
Dhavatha. Dhavasi, dhavatah, dhavata. Pashyasi.
pashyasi, pashyatha,
Pashyatha. Well done. So this is now a little bit. See, I know you guys are all, not no more 4-year-olds. So this looks like no more fun. But I am really amazed the energy with which the about 8-10 of you are unmuted are participating. I appreciate that, because this kind of, though it looks silly, oral effort is important for the brain, for your cognizance of these meanings. Okay. Dash dash nindatha.
Nindasi,
nindataha, nindatha.
Well done. Nindasi, nindataha, nindata. You blame someone, not yourself. You blame, two of you blame somebody else. And all of you are all blaming us. Nindata. Okay. Because only us is left, I'm saying. Okay. Me vaha maha uttama purusha. So dhavami, dhavavaha, dhavamaha. Very easy. Namami.
Namami, namavaha, namamaha.
So remember, the vakara is dvivachana, makara is bahuvachana. Visarga is there for both. Visarga is there for both. Namavaha, namamaha. Okay. Dash dash vahamaha.
Vahami, vahamaha.
Vahami, vahavaha, vahamaha. Well done. Dash nayavaha dash.
Nayami, nayavaha, nayamaha.
So what are the meanings so far? Dhavami, I run.
Running.
Namami, I salute. Vahami, I carry some weight. Nayami, I lead something, or I take something. Both are okay. Similar. Dash dash likhamaha.
Likhami, likhavaha.
Likhami, likhavaha, likhamaha.
I write. Okay. Or two of us write, or many of us write. Hasami.
Hasavaha,
Hasavaha. Okay. Somebody has a question. Somebody has a question.
Yes, sir. This is Shimanti here. So can I also translate Dhavami as I am running?
Dhavami. Yes. As I am running.
Continuous. Either I run, I am running. Both
both are okay. Both are okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Actually, there is something called Shatranta Shanajanta techniques, which you will learn again, I think, in Shiksha level or something like that. Okay. There is actually a forced way of. Oh my God. Okay, let me mute everyone briefly. I can't hear. I have muted everyone briefly. So there is a Shatranta version where you can force the current continuous test this way. For example, if you are saying Srimantini, because Shatranta is linga specific, I have to go like you. I'm assuming I'm Srimati. So then it is aham dhavanti asmi, like that. Okay. If I'm telling for myself, I have to say aham dhavan asmi, like that. Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Okay. Dhanyavad, sir.
Dhanyavad. So few of you can unmute again who want to participate. Last one in this segment. I am finishing this, and then we'll take a short break. Write the answers for the following using verb roots given in bracket. Tvam kim karoshi, pat dhatu we have to use. Aham pathami. Very easy.
Aham pashyami.
Next, number 1. Tvam kim karoshi pashya.
Aham
pashyami. So you can add some object if you want, but stay with aham pashyami. Aham pashyami. Saha kim karoti dhav.
Saha dhavati.
Saha dhavati. Okay. Actually, I don't think karma pada can be used. We cannot use karma pada. I'll just delete it. Okay. For gam dhatu we can use. For dhav I don't think karma is applicable. So I have to be careful there. Okay. So aha dhavati. Okay. Aham kim karomi creed.
Aham
क्रीडामि त्वं
Okay.
क्रीडसि
Only problem is for tvam I have to say aham. For saha I have to use saha, third person. For aham I have to say tvam. Okay. So I am not disputing your answer. Aham kridami. Okay. But the flow has to be, if somebody is asking about himself, you have to tell about what he is doing. So you have to say tvam kridasi. Okay. Tvam kridasi. And this is a akarmaka dhatu. Okay. All right. Te kim kurvanti. Smar.
Te smaranti.
Te smaranti.
Te smaranti. Te patham smaranti. That's also okay. All right. Saha kim karoti. Khad.
Saha khadati.
Saha mishtannam khadati. Saha takrannam khadati. Takra is curds. Okay. Watery curds is called takram. So takrannam means light curd rice. So saha takrannam khadati.
Mishtannam means, sir?
Mishtannam means sweet anna, sweet rice.
Okay.
Vayam kim kurmaha has.
Vayam
Oh my God! Somebody came out with it at last. Hasatha. Okay, well done. Akarmaka. Okay, there is no karma pada for laugh.
Sir, 1 minute. When they are asking Vayam Kim Kurmaha, why should we change it to sir? Where is it?
Bhagini, the thing we have learned is earlier, no, is suppose a question is stated. Suppose somebody comes in front of you and says aham kim karomi. Will you answer aham something? How will you answer her? Suppose your friend comes to you and asks aham kim karomi. How do you answer her in Samskritam? Tvam kridasi, right? So just go with the conversational tone of answering. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Only for third person nothing changes because they're third person anyway. So for both you and me who are talking, that person is a third person. So we continue to say saha, sa, ramaha, sita, like that. But when I am talking, A is talking to B. When he is mouthing something, he goes to the aham class, B goes to the tvam class. So B now asks a question, aham kim karomi. So A has to put B in Madhyama Purusha, tvam. Okay?
Okay, it is like giving instructions, no? When you say Vayam Kim Kurmaha, then you have to tell them
See, you have to assume Vayam Kim Kurmaha is a question from the student. So the Guru is trying to answer. Guru has to say, Yuyam Hasatha. The Guru will never say Yuyam Hasatha. But anyway. Okay. Yuyam Kim Kurutha.
Vayam gayamaha.
Vayam gayamaha. Well done. Vayam Geetam Gayamaha. Well done. Yuvam Kim Kurutaha.
Avam Atavaha.
Atavaha. Well done. Uttama Purusha Dvivachana. First time they threw in a Dvivachana at us. Okay. So Avam Vasudham Atavaha. Okay. Vasudham means the entire earth. Let us roam the entire earth. Okay. The two of us. So I think some starry-eyed newlyweds only can say this. After 1 month of marriage, all the drops to nothing. Vasudha means Bhumi. Vayam Kim Kurmaha.
Yuyam
Yachata. Correct. Yuyam Kimapi Yachata. Yuyam Dhanam Yachata. Oh, why not? Yuyam Dhanam Yachata. You give money like that. Dane, to give. See the yach, the form yachata comes from the dhatu dan. See, so the dane is an dan. So there's a variation here. Avam kim kurvaha.
Yuyam.
Yuvam Nayataha.
Nayataha. Well done.
Yuyam
Yuyam.
Nayataha.
Yuvam Nayataha. Well done. Yuvam Phalam Griham Nayataha. Dvikarmaka. Okay. The action of taking, you see, is a Dvikarmaka dhatu. What is a Dvikarmaka dhatu? It has two karma padas potentially. One is the eventual target of the gamana. Another is the object that is being taken. Okay. Yuvam Phalam Griham Nayataha. You to a fruit to the house you take. Okay. So you will learn all this beauty of Samskrita grammar, akarmaka, sakarmaka, dvikarmaka. Slowly you will get into that world. Okay. So with that, I think we finished the morning's session with a short break, 3-minute break. We will continue for 10-12 more minutes to go up to 12:30, 12:35 like that and conclude one more slide. Now only we have finished the section 1 and come to section 2 of this pata. Okay, but from now on it should be fairly quick. So take a 3-minute break, gather back at 12:18 through 12:19 minute. I'll restart them. Okay. Just another few seconds before we start. But looks like what I am disappointed is that from the 85 or so students that the group got registered with, of course, if you dropped out from the WhatsApp group, that's okay. Maybe they were joined in by error. I don't know. Most others remain in the WhatsApp group, so that there is some interest, but only 20 to 25% of you, or maybe I should say 25 to 30% of you are attending. But I'm happy that I'm seeing some names that I'm now familiar with regularly. It's a little disappointing for me. Okay.
Sir, there seems to be another group on Sundays at the same time. Maybe that's the reason.
See, Bhagini, the group, the people that have been joined into my group won't have another, unless they are what you call migrants.
No, because I was added into another group, which is only 1.5 hours on Sunday. I exited.
Yeah, but you were added into another group, but then how did you get into this group?
No, I have been in your group first. One more group turned up. I have not joined that group.
Oh,
I've
by
exited
some kind of organizational error that may have happened.
Yeah, there is a Gana 2 and a Gana 3. We are all in 3. There is a 2 also. The class is going on concurrently. I've exited, but I have not deleted the group, so I can see it
No
is
problem,
going
no problem, no problem. Yeah, any benefit you can get from shares there, if you have been joined, that is fine. Leave it at that. Okay, it's your option which group to attend if you have been joined in 2 groups. Okay, I think that is a small oversight. I don't think it's a generic truth for everyone. Anyway, so let us restart the lesson.
So
If you don't mind.
yesterday I could not attend the class, your class, because I had some school work.
No, Bhagini, don't need to point out 1 or 2 absence. I was just making a general, I was just, I mean, what you call, spending my frustration on you guys. You guys have all been great attending. So you can't help because it's not like your neighbor to call, join this group. So all over the
No,
world.
I'm in your class since day 1, but yesterday I could not attend
No
because
problem, Bhagini. No problem. Please stand by. Let us restart the lessons. Okay.
yes.
So let us learn this Vyavaharika Shabdaha. So today we have quite a few new ones. Okay. I'll just quickly read through just to save some time. I'll just finish the reading myself. Chitrakaraha, artists. So Chitra is picture and Karaha is the person who does it. That, I mean, it's not like splittable the way I told. It's a pratyaya type. Chitram yaha karoti saha chitrakarah. That's the Vigraha Vakya we say. How we break it is Chitrasya karta chitrakarah. There is a kind of a special technique to derive the karaha, which I don't want to go into. But anyway, chitrakarah, artist. Bharavaha. See, vah dhatu. It comes from vah dhatu. You know, karaha comes from kr dhatu. That much we can say. Vah is to carry. So, bharavaha. So, bharam vahati. Yaha saha bharavaha. The one who carries weight, he is the weight carrier. Porter. Charmakaraha. The one who works on skin is Charmakaraha, cobbler. Okay. Charmakaraha. Karmakaraha. See, remember this. Karaha nahi hai. There are some places, some rules come into picture. Karmakaraha. Okay. The one who does the work. Okay. Worker. Karmam karoti yaha saha karmakaraha. Nartakaha. Nartanam karoti nartakaha. Nartanam karoti iti nartakaha. So, the dancer. A male because it's in masculine. So there is a way to take it to feminine like Nartaki. They're going to teach us next. Okay. Sainikaha. Okay. So soldier. Sainyam means assembly of soldiers. So Sainikaha is one of the many in that assembly. So Lipikaraha. Lipi, as you know, is script. The one who does the scripting is a scribe. Okay. Author not in the sense of somebody who thought out the whole thing, just the mere person who wrote the thing. In many cases the author and the scribe is same. That's all. Lipikaraha. So nataha, actor. Nati is the feminine version. Nataha, actor. Okay. Natyam is the name for a play. Natyam. So nataha. So dhivaraha, fisherman. Dhivaraha, fisherman. Okay. Then Suvarna Karaha, easy to understand. Suvarna is gold, Karaha, one who works on it. So goldsmith. Okay, Suvarna Karaha. Then, okay, now you see this statement. Yes, Varya.
Ironsmith would be known as a Lohakara.
There is another word. You can use Lohakaraha, not a problem.
Okay.
It's nothing illegal, but there may be a different word. I'm not able to.
Different word. Okay. Thank you.
The feminine forms of the above will be ikaranta. So these words, they have ikaranta ending. So what the actual rule is and all, they're not pointing out because we don't want to Is there a question again? I heard some voice again. Okay. So the ikarantaha is the technique for these type of words to convert to feminine. So chitrakari, bharavahi, charmakari, karmakari, nartaki, sainiki. I don't know that's accurate. Sainiki. But anyway, let's take it. They have stated it, so I'll take it. Okay. Lipikari, nati, dhivari, suvarnakari. So all of them may not have feminine applications, okay, because historically female cobbler was not a possible combination in real life because they wouldn't take up the trade, etc. That's okay. But if you in the modern era, if there is that thing, that is the way you derive it. Okay, the language doesn't prevent you from deriving those things. Okay, all right. Next, a few more, but for them, why they separated the list? You see, this is 1 through 10, and again they restarted with 1 through 13 because these guys have a different way to derive the feminine. That's why they separated the list. So this is a very useful table for us to know how to go feminine form for some popular titles of peoples based on their work and things like that, talent and work. Okay, apanikaha, shopkeeper. Apanam is shop. So apanikaha is the fellow in the shop who is taking care of it. And so shopkeeper. Different from that is seller. Vikrayikaha, one who sells. Okay, seller. Vikrayikaha. Okay. Then gopalakaha. Go, we know, is cow. Palaka is the one who takes care of it. So gopalakaha, cow herd. Okay. Gopalaha is Krishna. Gopalakaha is a generic cowherd. Sevakaha. Okay. So servant. Sevam karoti sevakaha. Adhyapakaha. Okay. One who teaches. Adhyapakaha teaches. One who makes us understand. Hopefully. That is the meaning of that adhyapaka. Chalakaha. One who makes something move. Chalakaha, driver. Lekhakaha, one who writes, writer. Different from scribe. Scribe was lipikaraha, lekhakaha. See, lekhakaha is, instead of writer, we can little more accurately say in bracket author. Okay. Krishakaha, farmer. Krishim karoti, krishakaha, not krishikaha, krishakaha. Remember this. Sometimes we confuse this krisha with slim, but that is shankasha. This is shatkonasha. Okay. So krishakaha, farmer. Okay. Krishim karoti or bhumim karshayati, krishakaha, one who tills the earth. Prabandakaha, manager. Okay, prabandakaha, manager. Okay. Then nirdeshakaha, director. Nirdeshakaha, director. Subtle variations. Prabandakaha, nirdeshakaha. Then pachakaha, cook. Okay. Arakshakaha, new word for you, many of you. Arakshakaha, police. Okay. Not arakshakaha, arakshakaha. Okay. Ang iti upasarga. So arakshakaha. Then archakaha, priest. Archayati iti archakaha, one who does the archana to the god, priest. Okay, archakaha. So these apanikaha through archakaha, we have to add ika to get feminine forms of the above. Okay, so it's okay. Sometimes we don't know. We may do ikaranta for a while. It's okay. You're trying, so it's okay to have an error. But they are trying to show you that these guys have variation. Okay. So only Paninian's 3 pratyaya rules, if we learn, only we will know this accurately. So apanika. Okay. So ika
Sir.
comes. Vikrayika.
Sir,
Gopalik.
apanikaha. Sir, apanika and vikrayika both are synonyms or some difference are there?
No. The apanika is the guy managing the till in the shop, let us say, and maybe there are many vikrayikas in the apana. Okay, so yes, roughly you're right. There is an overlap of the apanika as a vikrayika, but there can be vikrayikas without an apanam, like a roadside sellers. Okay. They are also vikrayikas. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So vikrayika has a different vector meaning. Apanika has a different vector meaning. They combine when there is an apanam. They may be a combination. Okay. So apanik. So we have to go ika for these two feminine. So aparika, vikrayika, gopalika, sevika, adhyapika, chalika, lekhika, krishika, prabandhika, nirdeshika, pachika. Okay, not pachaki. But if you end up doing pachaki, it is not disaster. I'm telling you, that's all. Pachika is the technical correct word. Arakshika, archika. See, so at least with these two tables, we have developed some female derivations for at least some 25 of them, which is not bad. So we have to add ika to get the feminine. So aparnika, etc. So then one or two more they have given. Okay, because they have a different variation for female derivation. So vyadaha, hunter, vaidyaha, doctor. Okay, so here the female form of these are akaranta, vyadha, vaidya. Okay, they didn't want to put vyadha, huntress, but they put vaidya anyway. So okay, so vaidya, but you can assume vyadha also similarly. Now why vyadaha goes to vyada and not vyadhi or vyadika? Let's not go there for now. I also don't know. We have to go to the Stri Pratyaya segment of Panini's grammar and learn that. And to get to Stri Pratyaya, you have to pretty much spend uh, 2 years in learning Paninian grammar before we can jump into such complex sections.
Sir, one question here. That I mean, just to see if there is, I mean, I just wanted to ask if there is a pattern like apanikaha, vikrayikaha, everything kaha kaha ending, so that becomes ika. I mean, in most of the times.
Very
but
good.
for that sainikaha and nartakaha, those are probably exceptions, something like that.
Yeah, not a bad thing. At least what you are noting is that, okay, you are taking some bets. So if there is kaha, let us go ika. If there is no kaha and is there something aha, araha, akaha, ahaha, like that, ahaha, like that, well, let us, like that you can, for now you can use some generalization, but generally you already notice there are failures.
Yeah, is it just one or two, or there are many like that?
At least in the tables we are looking at, one or two we are seeing exception to this kaha business. So I'm sure there are more than those two.
Okay.
Or in other words, my answer is I don't know.
Mahoday, then Nartakaha and Sainikaha ought to be in the second list.
No. See, don't get that Mahodaya to confuse you. Okay. Mahodaya himself stated the state list 2 all have kaha. He is very correct. Then slowly he notices list 1 also has kaha. So he said, okay, bulk of the kahas belong to Ika. A few exceptions like Nartaka, Sainika is there. Can I ask, maybe this guru might know the answer. He tried his hand at it. So I said, don't know. It looks like your generalization applies. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
But it has exceptions.
Okay. Thank you.
Panini is not that easy. Okay. Prahelika. Let us do this also. Kimichati naraha kashyam bhupanam korane hitah ko vandyah sarvadevanam diyatamekamutaram. Kimichati naraha kashyam naraha kim ichhati kashyam in Kashi, recently renovated for our pleasure. In Kashi naraha manavaha manushyaha yakkopi. Okay, yakapi. You can extend the pullinga to yakapi also. Kim ichhati. What does he desire in Kashi? A person who heads to good. Mukti is one answer, or it may be something even simpler. Okay, bhakti. But anyway, mukti he likes. Okay, fine. Bhupanam ko rane hitaha. Bhupanam. Bhupa is not the Kannada bhupa. In Kannada we use bhupa to mean yen maharaya, yen bhupa, like that. Not in that derogative sense. Bhupa is maharaja. Okay, raja. So Bhupanam means Maharajanam, something like that. Kings, of the kings. Kaha rane hitaha. What is pleasant for the kings in the war location, in the war. Rane, in the war, to win. Very good. Okay. So whatever Sanskritam word for win will be the answer to that
Vijay,
potentially.
Vijay.
Potentially Vijayah. Oh. Ko Vandyah Sarva Devanam. So Sarva Devanam of all the gods, who is the one deserving of salutation? Okay, or by even other gods he is saluted, that also we can take. Okay, so who is saluted by even the other gods, or who is amongst the other gods the one who is deserving of salutation or prarthana or some things like that. Okay, so it could be Vishnu for some, it could be Shiva for others, it could be Brahma for very few. In our country, it could be simply Brahman for many Vedantins, but this we potentially many answers, but let us see how it fits. Diyatam ekam uttaram. Ekam, one. Uttaram, answer.
Achha,
Because
of all the three, give one answer. That is Diyatam Ekam Uttaram.
Diyatam is please give. Okay. So Diyatam ekam uttaram. Please give one answer. Okay. So Kimichati Naraha Kashyam. Sambhagini has said Mukti. Bhupanam ko Rane Hitaha. Sambhagini has said Vijaya. And then Ko Vandyah Sarvadevanam. We have answers like Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma maybe we can discount him. So Vishnu or Maheshwara or other aliases of these two people can apply. Hari, Shiva, these kind of things can apply. Okay. Now we have to try and answer which is one word that fits all of them. Okay. All right. For mukti, what is the most important? Like Sadhguru always keeps saying, in order to become a mukta, first you have to do what? Mrityu. Mrityu is the important. Okay. He reminds us very aptly, before all that your swarga and all that, Mrityu is the first thing, first step. So Naraha Kashyam Mrityum Ichati. The saying goes that if you die in Kashi, it's like mukti. Okay. It's some kind of a simple understanding of the Punya Kshetra. That's okay. So Naraha Kashyam Mrityum Ichati. Mrityum is the part for that. Bhupanam ko ranehitaha vijayaha. So Mrityum Vijayaha. Okay, some sense like that may be there. Vijayaha has other paryaya pada. Simple paryaya pada for Vijaya is Jaya only. Okay, Jaya. Okay, Jaya. So Bhupanam Jayaha eva ranehitaha. For kings, victory alone is pleasant in the battle.
Battlefield.
Mrityum Jayaha. So we get a word from those two, Mrityunjaya. So Ko Vandyah Sarvadevanam. One of the aliases for Shiva is Mrityunjaya.
Okay, Shiva is known as
Mrityunjaya. Okay. So the third one is a collective answer for the first two parts. So Mrityunjaya. One answer is Mrityunjaya's thing. Okay. I think we got it. Naraha Kashyam Mrityum Ichchati. Bhupanam or Rajnyanam Rade Jayaha Hitaha. Mrityunjayaha. Mrityum plus Jayaha. Vandyaha Sarvadevanam. That's what they have explained in English here. Okay.
So that Bhupanam is not the plural, no? Bhupanam is in or something like
is
that.
Shashti Bohochana.
And then what does it mean in the kings, in the
see, basically for the kings is in the Shashti in the sense of the kings. It's a style. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But you have to translate it to English as for the kings, like that. Okay. Okay. Here they have put singular a king, but Bhupanam is Shashti Bahuvachana. Okay. Okay. I think we got that. So we will call it a morning and take a breakfast break. And we will restart with these two lovely verses of Ganesha in the afternoon for it's a good thing to begin with Ganesha prayers. So take a break now and we will gather back at 3 o'clock and continue our learning. Okay, guys? And I will. We will do a prayer, collective prayer in the end of afternoon class. No need for one. Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.